In this presentation, you will learn about mass communication. Communication is defined as the interchange of meanings between persons using a shared set of symbols. The term communication comes from the Latin word communicare, which means to give, to distribute, or to make common. It is also a method for individuals or organizations to communicate meaning and knowledge via the interchange of data, ideas, and views. All of us have been communicating right from childhood through expression, gestures, voice, body language, both verbal and non-verbal. Communication solves problems between nations. Miscommunication can lead to war between nations. Even today, a charismatic leader with good communication skills helps in building international relations of the country. Communication helps in maintaining healthy relationships. If an individual speaks fluently in a language like English, it becomes easy to get jobs, especially as trainer, customer service professional, etc. Even while hiring individuals, there are group discussions held to observe communication skills, leadership and initiative, speaking skills of the individual. In other words, good communication is an essential skill set for organizations and society. Mass communication is viewed by Littlejohn and Foss as the process whereby media organizations produce and transmit messages to large publics and the process by which those messages are sought, used, understood, and influenced by audience. According to Macwale, mass communication is only one of the processes of communication operating at the society-wide level, readily identified by its institutional characteristics. In simple words, mass communication is the public transmission of messages from an entity to a large number of users via media or technology-driven channels, often at a cost or price, like advertisements or subscriptions. This sender could be some media organization, which could be bigger or smaller in size, and the audience could be also from different age groups and locations. Types of mass communication. Generally, 4 types are used. First, print media, newspapers, magazines, pamphlets, books, novels, journals, monographs, or any other printed material which is circulated to convey some information or maintain a record. This form of print media can even be used as a record to produce in court as evidence. Broadcast media includes movie, televisions, radios, pagers, etc. Outdoor and transit media includes hoardings, posters, billboards, banners. An example of this would be visible on highways, traffic signals, etc. Digital media or new media. Social media platforms have brought about massive change in communication. For example, YouTube, various websites, mobile applications, video sharing platforms, online radio, podcasts, ebooks, etc. Mass communication in day-to-day lives. All of us know the feeling of losing a phone or the value we attach to it. It has become an extension of us like a body part. In other words, a member of our life. Cheaper the cost of the device, greater access and usage of mass communication among the population. We have now reached a stage where one could call another in another country for free and speak via live video through platforms like Zoom, Google, etc. This was not possible a few years ago. Earlier, the individual homes had a phone and had to wait in queue to communicate through that. There was a time limit of 30 seconds to 3 minutes and the call would get disconnected. Today, companies give free plans, cheap plans, and communication has moved from conveying information to that of speaking about random things. This change in behavior is due to the communication accessibility. Pandemic and mass communication. The COVID-19 pandemic is the best example of how mass communication influences our lives. When there was no interaction with the outside world, technology, which was consumed heavily, helped connect us to others. People listened to the radio, communicated their feelings. Some RJs even hosted shows from their homes. Teachers and students attended classes from home. Even nursery and first standard kids attended online classes. This had its own consequences where children would now use mobile phones and want to play games and are inclined towards instant actions and gratifications. Functions of mass communication. To spread information to larger audience, whether local, international or interstate. To provide entertainment to audiences through songs, films, TV shows. To create awareness about individual rights, schemes, etc. To provide bias-free, propaganda-free news to the people. To play a neutral role and raise a voice against what is wrong or unjust in society, whether it may be people, politicians or governments, or any powerful person. To provide a platform to exchange information. Theories of mass communication. The early theories were based on assumptions that mass media have an enormous and direct influence upon society, but subsequent research showed that there are no such direct cause and effect relationships between the two. There are several theories related to mass communication. The interactive perspective views mass media as both shapers and reflections of society. The psychological perspective blamed an individual's psychological process for his reaction to media messages. The key principles that emerge from this viewpoint describe how selective exposure and selective perception limit the breadth of direct impact of people's mass communication. The two-step and multi-step flow of information theories dismiss the direct influence of mass media. This is due to numerous other factors such as interpersonal channels, opinion leaders and audience social relations that may come between mass media and audiences and dilute the media messages and desired effects. The sociological approach to mass communication studies place more emphasis on viewers who are seen as manipulating the media rather than the media manipulating them. The theory of uses and gratifications posits that people choose media in their own unique way. The media dependency theory and agenda setting explain how audiences choose media in order to avoid being dominated by them. The normative theories of mass media underline the restrictions and restraints that are imposed on mass media in order to function within current political and economic conditions, ultimately reducing their impact. According to Marxist views, media have class angle to it. Class media works under class control and serve the ruling class's economic and ideological goals. Cultural and semiotic theories reveal that communication occurs through the transfer of meaning rather than delivery of message. Background of mass communication. Modern mass communication is the result of many different types of inventions and discoveries. For example, the printing press, which began before the Industrial Revolution. The newer means of communication, broadcasting, was developed by technological inventiveness in the 19th and 20th centuries, without which the current near global dispersion of printed words, pictures and sounds would have been unthinkable. Before public communication in its current form could occur, the steam printing press, radio, motion pictures, television and sound recording, along with mass manufacturing and distribution systems were made. Mass communication has brought about massive change in the lives of people. Sending and receiving information has now become instant. Methods used in mass communication. Since it deals with human beings, situation varies from location to another. Several methods are commonly used. These are content analysis of texts, field work, which could include different methods like group discussion, focus group discussion, personal interviews, in-depth interviews, case studies, survey, etc. It also includes anthropological methods like ethnography. Control over mass communication. This can be viewed both directly and indirectly and takes place at multiple levels: group, individual, political, capitalism, etc. Direct control refers to sponsorship of advertisements in the media like television, newspaper, etc. If a particular company is giving an advertisement in a media agency or house, the same media would not report anything negative about that company as it would lead to loss of income. Indirect control includes lack of any freedom of press, writing against the rule, government, policies, and this could invite punishment. Raising your voice against the government could also get individuals arrested on some or other charges or false cases. Harassment also occurs when any posts are written in social media like Twitter, YouTube, blogs, etc. The control over media can be at a very base level, like a reporter feels that there exists truth. However, the editor does not want to take chances or invite violence or charges, hence avoids it. Media houses are also driven by ideologies. So something which is against one's ideology will be failed to be reported. Mass communication is also at times controlled by political groups, as for them it becomes an easy medium to communicate with the larger audience. Marxist historian Gramsci pointed out the role of hegemony through which the dominant group's ideas are conveyed to that of the working class. This takes place through that of control over mass communication. At individual level too, control exists, whereby audience decides or chooses what he or she wants to read or listen to. He or she controls or lets access to the piece of information himself. Effects of mass communication on different stakeholders. Mass communication affects the young, old, children in different ways. It can influence political decisions through opinion, discussion, or even excessive coverage of people who are in the voting age groups, and this can alter decisions. It can influence choice of clothes, food, taste of music, in other words, consumer behavior. Small decisions or large decisions like career choices can also be influenced through mass communication. Mass communication has the power to influence larger audiences due to its wide reach in society. This can be irrespective of class, gender, caste, or location. With pandemic and online classes, students now became more familiar with online apps, thus gaining access to technology at a younger age. There are also new forms of mass communication, like augmented reality, artificial intelligence emerging, which would impact society greatly in the coming years. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topic you would like to learn more about.